clash of style between Parris, obviously coming from a impressive junior tennis background. Jorja Johnson, no tennis background, so you see that a lot with her technique. Of course, Parris Todd starting off serving on the far end of your stream. Picked up 6 singles medals in 2024, ending with a silver medal at the PPA finals back in December. Really nice second half of the year for her. Looking to carry that momentum here in Palm Springs.
That'll do it.
Just what a sequence there from Johnson, just running Todd to every side of the court, eventually making her way up to the kitchen line, but not rushing it at all. Very impressive.
Yeah, Johnson starting the side downwind. That's been the side that's been winning the games today. We'll see if Jorja can take advantage of it. Take game 1.
0-1.
Nice shots by Parris Todd. The difficulty playing her side has been getting good depth on the shots, and she's been, you know, early on here in game 1, she's been getting good depth on her shots. Really hitting through the ball. Get it to cut through that wind and get deep.
That stays in. Johnson thinking it may go long, but of course the wind going to keep it in with as much topspin as Todd gets on her shots as well.
It's a pretty good approach shot. Parris Todd just hit a better shot. Nice play.
We're having some very off the drives of Jorja Johnson so far.
Yeah, it's an interesting contrast to that last match between Ford and Staxford, where every point was played basically with somebody at the net, and I think we had 1 baseline point.
And we commented on it because that was the only one of the match as well.
It was so shocking. There was actually a point played from the baseline. Here it looks like both of them are interested in staying back, at least early in the point. Oh, see there I think is an example where Jorja needs to be a little more aggressive in getting to the net. She had a really good shot. She hesitated. If she'd followed her shot in immediately, she would have had a much easier time putting that ball away. Good depth on that serve from Parris Todd, really important. Didn't help her on that point, but it was a good start. I mean,
still
again,
worth mentioning.
No, it's one of the problems of playing on that upwind side is getting the serve deep.
1-2.
Want to get the serve deep, get the serve return deep, get the point off to a good start. Yeah, look at the depth of shot from Parris Todd. Really good. She's actually doing a better job of getting the ball deep than either Staxford or Ford did.
That's a good point. And you see the contrast. Todd obviously hit it with a lot of topspin. Johnson more willing to just go flat.
Oh, that's a great shot. Parris Todd almost got it. Wow.
Johnson taking that. Johnson, of course, one of the best women's doubles and mixed doubles players in the world. Todd, to her credit, is as well, but Johnson consistently medaling in both of those disciplines.
A little long. Yeah, Jorja's going to potentially have a little bit of trouble. She tends not to hit with a lot of topspin, and so going downwind can be a little hard to keep the ball under control. Hitting flat like that. I'd like to see her hit a little more topspin. And same thing there. Just kind of a flat swing. Wind just carries it.
3-1.
Again, like you mentioned earlier, just the depth from Parris Todd, even on the objectively probably worst side for singles, still able to push Johnson back in those baseline rallies.
Yeah, what she's doing is just playing really smart up to this point. Focusing on the depth. It's not a coincidence. She's got to have learned that for the last couple of days and really focused on hitting it deep. Look at missed that one a little wide. Even that one looked like at the start it was going to go 4 feet long. It didn't go long. It went wide. But you can really smack the ball if you're on Parris Todd's side. It's pretty hard to hit it too long.
Get Todd doing a nice job of dealing with the pace, of absorbing the pace from Johnson. Again, those flat shots that we talked about.
4-1.
Jorja a little frustrated with herself, but credit Parris Todd. Deep serve, deep approach shot.
Gives her a 6-1 advantage here in the opening game. Excuse me, 4-1.
5-1.
5-1. Third time's the charm.
Parris get that one deep. I think she'll take that. I mean, she's aiming to put her serve within a foot or so of the baseline. So every once in a while she's going to hit one long. Looks like Johnson may change up her strategy a little bit, be a little more aggressive, getting to the net. I think that's a good idea. Staying back has not worked too well up to this point.
She'll certainly take a freebie there off the missed return.
3-5. Side out. 5-3.
The angle there from Todd, forcing the error. It looks like we may have lost that ball under the rafters.
Uh-oh. 2-stroke penalty for lost ball.
Fortunately, it's not 2 points for Jorja Johnson, who hit that ball. We'll get a new Vulcan V Pro flight. Todd looking to extend her lead here in game 1.
6-3.
Oh. Well long.
Point. Timeout. Receiver 7-3. 1 minute.
And not too surprised here to see a timeout from Jorja Johnson. Parris Todd with a 7.
3-7.
What? You can do over there.
3-7. Side out.
That one called wide from Todd. Tough to see it from our angle.
Jorja had a good look at it. She's not challenging it.
7-3. Point.
Wind taking that long.
Looks like Johnson kind of got caught maybe in the transition zone there. Had to short hop that volley.
Point.
Parris mixing in, you know, some baseline points with some good approach shots coming to the net, keeping Jorja off stride.
9-3.
9-3 now in favor of the 7 seed.
Ooh,
Side out.
nice cross-court shot there from Jorja Johnson.
Very pretty on the run, gets the cross-court pass.
Yeah. She took a little off it, which is a smart play. You don't want to be hitting full out downwind. Just going to sail out, so she took a little off. But
Side out.
didn't take anything off that serve. Frustrated.
9-3. Side out.
Back-to-back missed serves from these players. The wind
3-9.
can make it difficult to dial it in.
Side out.
We do see a bit more of a side spin serve
Yes.
there from Jorja Johnson. I do like the play just to maybe help it stay in a little bit. Wasn't quite as deep.
Something to control it. She doesn't really have the grip for a topspin forehand serve. Parris putting good topspin on it.
Point.
Again, a volley that Johnson will usually make just forced out long as a result of the wind. Makes it game point now for Parris Todd at 10-3.
Side out.
A little bit of neck curl, stayed in. See if Jorja can come up with a strategy for some offense. I think you're right. Well, I think we're going to see that little bit of a cut serve she likes. Get some control of the ball to keep it in. That's going wide.
Side out.
It's really just the errors from the baseline starting to pile up now for Johnson. Shots that we will usually see her make. And what makes it even tougher is that Parris Todd, one of the best baseliners in the game, gets some really great depth on her drives. She's going to make you hit a lot of balls.
Also, Parris has been working hard. I've seen her out here early. I've seen her staying late, hitting with Hunter Johnson. That's a pretty good practice partner right there.
Especially for singles. Kind of a power couple on the singles court. And we will get a challenge here of the out call from Jorja Johnson. Will challenge the out call from Parris Todd. So we'll have our out call stands. Game point number 2 for Parris Todd. And attacking off forehand wing, she gets it done. 11-3 in game 1 over Jorja Johnson. Parris Todd looking to make the women's singles quarterfinals. We will have game 2 from this women's singles round of 16 match coming up for you. Jorja Johnson, we'll see if Johnson, still just 18 years old, can respond and potentially force a third game.
Side out.
Curious well to see if Jorja changes her strategy now that she's going into the wind. She should, you know, she had a number of balls just get carried along by the wind. Now that she's going into the wind, those balls should stay in.
0-0.
So
See if she wants to hit a little bit more freely.
yeah, well,
She's got the power.
we'll see if she kind of plays the same game, just hopes that the wind gives her an adjustment, or does she make an adjustment herself? Ooh, great shot.
Side out.
Wow, the angle there, and it was an incredible kind of approach there from Todd. Gets the angle that pulled Johnson out wide, but Jorja Johnson able to make solid contact on the full extension. Very nice start to game 2 for her.
Jorja rocking that new Franklin paddle. That thing's got some pop. You can hear it. Another one.
And again, showing Johnson it's going to be tough to approach to her forehand. We've also got Parris Todd using the Franklin. Todd signing with Franklin towards the end of 2024. Franklin versus Franklin battle here on Grandstand.
Yeah, that's one of the hot new paddles out here. I got to try that one. I haven't had a chance yet.
Side out.
And the ball again coming over towards us in the commentary booth. My second career as a ball boy for pickleball coming to fruition.
Great shot.
Side out.
Jorja's got a very sneaky two-hand backhand. It's very hard to read. She can adjust from a down the line to a cross court at the last possible moment.
1-0.
see Todd saying there, hey, I've got a pretty nice angled backhand myself.
Wow. Great baseline point. Another nice shot, another nice angle. Interesting Parris approach with a down the middle approach shot, maybe trying to take an angle away from Jorja. It worked on the first volley, but second passing shot, Jorja was able to generate the angle.
Side out.
Both players struggling to find a way to score points here early in game 2. Trading side outs.
Still just adjusting to the different winds now.
Point. Hold on, Parris.
Some debris coming onto the court from the wind.
Just unrelenting wind out here on Thursday.
1-1.
Certainly it's picked up compared to the last few days.
Wow, nice volley.
Touch volley there from Parris Todd. On the run as well. Looked like Johnson had an opening, but Todd covers the court. Feathery touch off the paddle.
It's a really difficult shot. She made it look easy, but that is not an easy shot.
Side out.
A little long. Parris feeling the effects of going downwind
1-2.
as Jorja did in game 1.
Point.
The volley got away from her, but you saw how Todd intentionally, you could see, taking pace off the ball, going more to topspin, looping it
2-2.
to keep it in, hitting it down the middle to deny the angles to her opponent.
Side out.
Again, Johnson again going for that backhand angle. Unable to convert that time. All square at 2 apiece here in the second game.
2-2. Point.
And that again stays in. I was about to comment, it was a very nice setup from Todd. She went with the short backhand angle straight to a deeper forehand approach. But Johnson still able to keep it in.
Point.
Wow, just really good shots by both players. That's a good approach shot by Parris Todd, but again, Jorja's finding the angles. Maybe helped a little bit again by going into the wind knocking it down on the angle.
You mentioned this earlier, Jim, but now Johnson not with the wind at her back, so she doesn't really have to worry about sending these shots long. She can really swing freely, and I think we're seeing her reap the benefits of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Side out. maintaining
Yeah,
your
we got a
alcohol.
I think we're going to get a challenge by Jorja on that
We
one.
have a challenge of the alcohol. The
Left
alcohol puts us
baseline.
at Side out 4-3. We will now proceed to video review.
We'll have the video referee come over and take a second look at that one.
Overturn. Okay, I'm over 2.
Right. Comedic timing there.
Yeah. Well, it is
From
interesting. You look at those. You look at the replay, and you know, we have a challenge because it's a close ball. They're not challenging it because it's 3 feet out or 3 feet in. And then on the replay, it's, you know, it's really close. A little bit depends on, you know, the interpretation of, do you think the ball is compressing at all? How much it's compressing? Very close.
But we will get a new ball here in the middle of game 2. Johnson opting to get a new one. Maybe there was an issue with the old one. She has a 5-3 advantage here, looking to force a third game.
Yeah, Jorja's got a little pep in her step now. She was a little frustrated that game 1. I think she's actually a little happier hitting into the win.
Side out.
And we say that, and then, of course, that one goes long.
Yeah, but she is able to hit full out with a little bit more confidence.
3-5.
I think having the wind carry the ball long on shots that she thought were quality shots was a little rough on her psyche.
Side out.
Now Parris wondering.
Maintaining your alcohol. Referee timeout. We
And
have a
she's
challenge.
Still 0-2.
nobody could get their bet down in time. That was wrong.
We'll keep the tally.
Point.
Again, Johnson now being the one to really dictate off the baseline.
6-3. Side out.
This match, obviously we've seen the wind play a role in all of our matches today here on Grandstand, but I think it could potentially play the biggest role in this match just because you see a difference in confidence from Jorja Johnson now being on the far side.
Boy, Jorja is just living off that cross-court forehand. Great shot.
See if Todd is going to adjust and potentially try and approach to the backhand now, but she does like to approach off of her own backhand, and so sometimes hitting that cross-court approach shot can be really difficult. Leave yourself open to passes.
Those are quality approach shots, though, from Parris Todd.
Oh, they are. They're no question about that. Sometimes Johnson's just going to be dialed in.
Yeah, I mean, I hit a great shot and my opponent beat me because I hit an excellent shot. It's almost not fair.
And an upset alert here from Mission Hills from Humana Championship Court. Jeannie Bouchard taking out Brooke Buckner in 3 games. What a result. What a way to start off 2025 for Bouchard. Advancing to the quarterfinals, winning 2-11, 11-7, 11-3. Good result there for Jeannie Bouchard.
Absolutely. And for those of you who go to pickleball.com every day, as you should, you will have noted my preview column where I predicted that one.
Gotta let them know, Jim. Gotta let them know.
Be maintaining your alcohol. Referee timeout. We have a
And
challenge of the alcohol.
another through one of these players on court, as that call will stand.
Some good pressure there from Jorja Johnson. Both these women, this is a really well-played match. Well, especially considering the wind and how that can affect you. Neither one has let that really get to their head, focused on their play, but they're both hitting really, really good, effective shots. And there's another one.
Great shot up the line from Parris Todd. And to your point, Jim, just been really impressed with the depth, especially on the approach shots. And of course, we've seen Johnson, especially in this game, have some amazing passing shots off the forehand wing.
Absolutely. Again, that's a great approach shot. That's hit hard, deep, well to the side, forcing Parris Todd to have to hit kind of a hero shot backhand, and she almost converted it.
Johnson reading that one, able to make contact far out in front, send it cross court.
Yeah, good point. She really did. You could see that one. We had a great angle watching that one. We could see Parris Todd did kind of show she was going down the line, and Jorja jumped on it.
Side out.
So you're really getting to the point here where anytime you hit it to Jorja's forehand, she's a threat, whether it's a volley or even when you have her on the run. That's where she's really excelled here.
Another great approach shot.
That one opting more for the angle, and we've seen Parris Todd do that a few times throughout this match with some success. We'll see if she keeps going to that pattern.
Todd going to kind of the cut serve, copying Jorja.
We are seeing more and more players, especially in women's singles, kind of varying their serves. Catherine Parento, someone else who comes to mind.
Yeah.
Caitlin Christian will do that as well.
ALW will hit that cut serve.
So love to see that, players kind of learning from each other and really looking to make the most out of their serves, not just going for pace and depth, but also for the spin. As Parris Todd, certainly on a run here, was 9-4 all the way up to 7-9. No timeout yet from Jorja Johnson. And here
I think she heard you, Will.
Yeah, right. That volley from Johnson just staying inside the baseline.
Yeah, kind of hit the wall and wind, dropped. Jorja needs a point here. You don't want to give the serve right back to somebody who just had a good run.
9-8. Side out.
I see Hunter Johnson over there taking a peek at his great and good friend Parris Todd and her progress before his own match.
Hunter Johnson facing Gabe Joseph, men's singles round of 16. Should be a good one.
Absolutely. Hunter Johnson, my pick to be the #1 singles player by the end of the year, if not sooner.
Point. Are you maintaining time in?
Right.
That even if you think it's only 1 in 10 that it might get overturned, it's worth taking a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point.
No, I think it was a really good play by Jorja. It was pretty clearly out. I mean, when I say clearly out, like an inch out,
Right.
but not as close as many of the challenges teams tend to be. But it's just such an important call that I think she made a very good, smart move to challenge it.
And Parris Todd converts the match point at the first time of asking.